Before you listen to this story, let us pause with one sentence. Not to decide who is wrong, not to choose who is right, because when a sentence like, "I didn't ask to be born," is spoken, what the listener feels first is not the facts of someone's life, but pain, sarcasm, a sense of worthlessness, and disappointment, echoing through the tone and the words. The full context of life, of the speaker, of the parents, of the family, and of everything that happened over the years, is something we barely know. This story is not here to judge, and it is not here to put anyone on trial. It exists so we can hear the differences in thinking, the differences in emotion, and the differences in humanity, hidden inside a single sentence. I didn't ask to be born. This sentence is being spoken more and more, in families, in the media, and online. Many say it emotionally, out of pressure, or from the feeling that life has not turned out as hoped. For the person who says it, it may be just a release, a way of saying, "I'm tired, I'm hurting, I can't take this anymore." But for the listener, especially a parent, the same sentence may not be heard as words alone, but as a rejection of the value of an entire life they devoted everything to. For many parents, having a child is not just one event in life, it is the meaning of life. They may not have been perfect, they may have made mistakes in raising their child, they may not have understood, they may have spoken wrongly, they may have caused pain without realizing it, but in the hearts of many parents, bringing a child into the world is something valuable, meaningful, and worthy of respect. When the words, "I didn't ask to be born," are spoken, they are no longer just a complaint about life. They can be interpreted as the child's existence being a mistake, past decisions needing to be erased, and all the effort over the years not being enough. In many cases, parents choose silence, not because they feel nothing, but because the pain is too deep to answer, and they don't know what to say. This kind of silence is often misunderstood as indifference, lack of understanding, or refusal to listen. But in reality, it is the silence of someone asking themselves, "Have I failed that badly in my entire life?" At the same time, we must acknowledge another truth. Many children grow up with pain, neglect, control, suppression, or expectations that are too heavy. In some cases, "I didn't ask to be born" is not hatred toward parents, but the voice of suffering that cannot find another way to speak. So the problem is not simply who is right and who is wrong. The problem is whether we understand the weight of these words when we use them. Some words do more than express the speaker's feelings. They strike directly at the listener's identity, worth, and meaning of life. And when those words are repeated, without explanation, without resolution, and without shared understanding, they do not disappear. They accumulate. They accumulate as distance, as silence, as guilt, and as loneliness, on both sides. If listening to this makes you uncomfortable, that is not wrong. Family is never simple, and there is never only one answer. Parents know what they have done. Children know what they have endured. We do not live inside each other's lives 24 hours a day, and no one sees every wound the other carries. This message is not here to judge anyone. It may simply be an opportunity to look at yourself again, in the role you are living right now, as a father, as a mother, or as a child. Families endure, not because someone is more right than another, but because every member does their part, on the foundation of respect. Respect for feelings, respect for speech, and respect for each other's humanity. If these remain, perhaps the sentence, "I didn't ask to be born," will no longer need to be spoken. You are listening to
สถานีหยุดพักคลายเหนื่อย